In this video, Maine passes a bill limiting law enforcement cooperation with ICE. This video is part of a series provided by ActivateMaine.com, a calendar of all the actions in Maine related to protests, rallies, community events, and training. Sign up for our newsletter and find your next event at ActivateMaine.com. Hey everybody, this is Jared. I just wanted to jump on and make this video this morning, Wednesday, June 18, on something that I'm actually legitimately excited and hopeful about. You know that there's been a lot of activity around the United States related to ICE. The ICE raids have become a whole thing. People being rounded up, kidnapped, disappeared, detained. Even politicians and local officials are being arrested as they try to accompany immigrants to court dates and other places. It's led to deployment of Marines in Los Angeles. So this is a hot topic. And even though we live here locally in Maine and we've been more or less shielded from some of the most frequent and egregious activities, we do know that ICE activity is happening here in Maine. It's been a regular part of life for a long time. Under this administration, it has ramped up. And we have counties and cities who've received notification from ICE Barbie Christie Nome that they are sanctuary jurisdictions and they're going to lose funding. The games continue. So it was really exciting this week to see that the House and Senate in Maine both passed LD 1971, which is a bill that limits the activities of local agencies when it comes to ICE cooperation. In essence, what it does is it bans local enforcement from honoring ICE's civil detainers. It bans disclosing personal details about residents to ICE, and it basically bans local agencies from granting ICE jail access without a court order. Okay. And the key here is that without warrants, ICE will no longer have access to law enforcement to help them with their operations. Okay, warrants and court orders are the key, and I like that because it doesn't prevent law enforcement from doing their job, but it requires the level of protection and security of people's rights, due process, that they have a court order or a warrant. Okay. It also requires that any detainees who ICE requests a hold on in jail be informed of their rights. It creates a 48-hour cap on holds that don't have a criminal basis. Okay. What it does allow is cooperation on serious criminal cases. So if ICE is involved in an operation that does involve, murder, drug trafficking, human trafficking, terrorism, those kind of things, Maine agencies will still be involved in that process. And it will also allow participation in multi-agency task forces as long as immigration isn't the primary purpose of the operation. So, there's a little bit of gray area there and a little bit of slippery slope. And we know humans being humans, there may be some wordplay and how these things shake out. But, the symbolism of this act is fantastic. This is a Maine-sized middle finger to the Trump administration, especially coming days after he's decided to post on his socials how we're going to ramp up activity in places like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago, and continues to threaten to cut funding to these sanctuary states. I love that Maine is on the verge of enacting this into law, saying, listen, you don't make the rules here in this state. Okay. The votes were really close in the House. The House vote was 74 to 73, straight party line vote, with the exception of one Representative Danny O'Halloran from Brewer. She was a Democrat, but she voted no. And we had one Senator Rick Bennett, Republican from Oxford, who voted yes. But other than that, it was a straight party vote. So from here, what happens is the bill has been what's called engrossed for passage in both houses. they have to print up literally the final version, and then it goes back to both chambers for one final vote to be enacted. That could happen as early as today, but it may happen next week. We'll watch the legislative session today to see when they put that on the calendar. And then should it pass both chambers on the enactment vote, he can go to Governor Mills to be signed. So if you want to take an action today, you can check out the legislative calendar. I'll try to find a way to share that in the comments when I do know when the vote's going to happen. And you can reach out to your representative and your senator at the state level and let them know you want them to vote in favor of final enactment for LD 1971. The odds of people changing their votes at this point are low, but anything's possible. Hearing from constituents makes a big difference. All right, everybody, have a great day. See you in the next clip.